Hello, Cosmic Rainer here. Hope you're doing well. And today I'm gonna be talking about Godzilla vs Kong. Spoilers. I finally got to see it. Actually, I saw it 2 days ago, but then life happened, and I just need time to digest and to think, and to basically organize my mind and to figure out how I actually feel about this movie, and I don't. And how come? Okay, I need to phrase this properly. Okay, I enjoyed the movie. Okay, I had a blast. I really had fun. The action scenes were insane. I would say this is the best. This is the best film out of the MonsterVerse. I feel it's better than 2014. It's better than Kong. It's better. It's definitely better than King of the Monsters. Yeah, I had so much fun. Having said that, I would say it's a mixed bag. Even which I know I'm like contradicting myself. I say I had fun, but it's a mixed bag. But uh, it's a mixed bag because again, the actions, like, the movie's called Godzilla vs Kong, and I got it. It was Godzilla vs Kong in in all of its glory. There were fights in daytime, which I appreciated. There were camera angles that when the fight was happening, there were so many different camera angles that was going on. It was insane. There was no King of the Monsters fights. What annoyed me about King of the Monsters in terms of the action scenes was that Godzilla would be fighting Ghidorah, for example, and then when they finally clash, when you see clashing, the camera then automatically zooms in on the audience. I mean, on the audience, what am I talking about? On the humans, my bad. I'm exhausted. On the humans, and then you see them running around, and it shows them, and it cuts to the monsters, and all of a sudden it comes back to the humans, cuts to them all. It was like, how can I explain? It was like 2014 Godzilla. King of the Monsters had the same problem with 2014, but reversed. With 2014, like, there was literally no fights. The only fight that I can remember, this film, I'm trying to remember. It's been too long. In Godzilla 2014, the major fight that I remember was at the very end. I'm pretty sure that was the only fight scene that happened at the end. And when in 2014 Godzilla first appeared on the airport and you see them, they both look to each other, him and the Muto, and they're about to duke it out. It cuts. I really hated Godzilla 2014. And then people were saying, yeah, but the payoff was good. I'm like, nah. I mean, yes, it was a good payoff, but I didn't see the film again. I only went onto YouTube to see certain parts. I didn't see the entire film because the entire film, if I'm gonna be honest, was fucking boring. It had great like lore behind it, but otherwise it was fucking boring. King of the Monsters, the action scenes it was fucking holy shit. It's only at the end when Mothra, Godzilla was fighting Ghidorah, that was like the best part. But even then, the camera still like pans to the humans and it annoyed the fuck out of me. In this one, full on glory. The camera stayed on them the whole time. They were like, I'm trying to remember the action scenes. They were like, Godzilla and Kong fought twice, one near the beginning and one near the end, and in between they were like Godzilla was, shooting at, they were like, he was attacking Apex. Kong, he was in Hollow Earth, trying to find out, about his relatives or whatever and all that stuff. So that's the one thing I could say, that the action, Jesus Christ, I'm sorry, my mind still pops up in that last fight scene. What was it, Tokyo? No, Hong Kong. And then Godzilla was on all fours and then just biting his, holy shit. Look, dude, the fight scenes, it's glorious. It's fucking glorious. Especially the Hong Kong scene where it was just them two. They really duke it out. And it was just like, you saw each monster had ups and downs in the fight. Some of it was tactical. Godzilla was using every, part of his body. He used a tail whip. He clawed at Kong's face and it pushed him to. It was, dude. It was. I mean, Kong was doing the knee kick in Godzilla's face. It was insane. It was insane. That I have to clap for the director, because this is, in terms of fighting, this is the best out of the MonsterVerse. If the MonsterVerse continues, I hope it continues, but if it does continue, the fights need to emulate this. Like, no cutaways, just full on brawl, and it was amazing. And unfortunately, that's the only good thing I can say about this movie. I did enjoy it. I really did. But that's the only good thing I can say about this movie. Because I have to be honest, I really did not like the story. I knew going in that the story wasn't going to be good, because King of the Monsters story wasn't that good. But I didn't think it was going to be this bad. There were so many useless characters. Characters are just there for exposition. They weren't. Oh my god. It was just. They're just there for exposition. Like, okay, here's an example. Hell, even I forgot the characters' names. That's how bad it was. The female lead, I forgot what her name is. It's like the main character's Tarzan, and that female girl, the female lead, I forgot her name. They're just there just to spout exposition. They don't feel like fully fledged characters. They're just there to be like, oh, Godzilla and Kong, they had a war. It's in some ancient text. It's I would love to see that. I don't know about anyone else, but I would love to see, because when she says, oh, Godzilla and Kong, they had a war between the species, and it shows in the textbooks. I would really love to see that. Couldn't you just have shown me this? Couldn't you do like a Zack Snyder Wonder Woman thing where she recites the history lesson and you could see the history lesson? That's what it felt like in that scene when she said that. I'm like, I would really love to see like a lot of Kongs and a lot of Godzilla species going at. That would have been epic, but no. It's the characters. It's worse than King of the Monsters. It really is. So the two leads, Tarzan and that female chick, like I said, they're just there to spout exposition. They don't feel like real life characters. Any characters, the bad guy who runs Apex, he was generic as fuck. His motivations were, again, generic as fuck. And it hurts me to say this, Millie Bobby Brown, she was fucking useless. And that girl, that deaf girl, that small girl that talks to Kong, she was fucking useless. There was literally no point of her being in this movie. Literally none. There was literally no reason. You could literally have done the story where that female lead was communicating with Kong. I don't know why they wrote it in a way where Kong, that the small child, that's the only person that he communicates with. You could have just read it in a way that, yes, the humans that interact with Kong, since they've been with Kong the longest, they earned Kong's trust, and Kong, stuff like that. That little girl was not needed. Not needed at all. Millie Bobby Brown, that fat kid, and that guy, this conspiracy guy, did not need to be in the movie at all. Did not. And it frustrates me because, for some reason, this film it was very Kong centric. It was, even though it said Godzilla versus Kong, it was basically Kong's movie. It was, because you see a lot from his perspective, but you don't see things from Godzilla's perspective, and that's the thing that kind of annoyed me. Is that I wish the film divided the perspectives of each monsters. So when they actually do fight, it's actually more impactful or more gut-wrenching that they're fighting each other. And there were so many things in this movie that, I'm sorry, having Millie Bobby Brown and those two people with her, it really removed the gravitas from this movie. I was just thinking to myself while I was watching this, why couldn't the elite squad, the G team, I think that's what they called in King of the Monsters, why weren't they there? It would make more sense to have, a fully trained elite soldiers trying to find out why God, because it made more sense. Because in King of the Monsters, that team that was they were in Godzilla's side, it would make more. I just don't understand why they didn't use those characters and replace Millie Bobby Brown and those two guys with them, because it connects. Because if you do that, it connects even more with King of the Monsters, and since they have such an affinity with Godzilla, you could have used them to break into Apex, or you could use the scientists within that team so we could see things from Godzilla's perspective of why he's raging out, and then you could use Tarzan and that female chick. It's annoying of calling it a female chick, but I literally don't know the character's name. You could usually use them to see things in Kong's perspective. So in the movie, you have two factions. In this movie, there is two factions as well, because like Tarzan and Millie Bobby Brown, one side's Kong and one side's Godzilla. There's two factions, but my complaint is that one faction is very childish and very weak. I mean, having Millie Bobby Brown and the kid and the conspiracy theory guy, it really undercuts the movie. It really cheapens the movie. It removes the serious tone, and it removes gravitas from the movie. I would argue just remove that cast, add in the quote-unquote G team, the team that was in King of the Monsters, so you could have... How can I explain? Because it felt like I was watching a kid's movie half the time. It's like, if you have like the G team there and they're with Godzilla, and you can see things from Godzilla's perspective and all that, and you can see like a fully trained armored group infiltrating Apex, it makes more sense than two fucking kids and a crazy person infiltrating. That annoyed the crap out of me. So and here's the thing. If I hope the Monsterverse continues, right? But if the Monsterverse does continue, look, whether we like it or not, humans are part of the Monsterverse. Humans are the vehicles of which we could, like, as an audience, we could relate to, and then we could see, like, the situation where the world's in, the monster fights and all that. So since the humans are included, I'm sorry, there has to be... I'm sick and tired of these humans, in the sense of these cardboard... They don't feel like real people. They just feel like they're just devices just spit out exposition. And honestly, I'm getting sick and tired. It's like they're just there to spit one-liners and crack jokes, and I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it. Since if the humans are going to be in, and they have to be in there, just create three-dimensional characters. I'm just tired of these useless characters that doesn't need to be there. And it's annoying. And it can be done. It can be done. Look what happened in 2014. Bryan Cranston. You're not going to tell me that you... Look, everyone fell in love with Bryan Cranston in that movie. Especially when he grieved about his wife, where he just screamed. He's like, I have a right to know. He was amazing in that scene. He could have been the great lead in that movie, but then they killed him off, and then the movie went to this boring... Jesus Christ. Yeah, okay. But you get my point. Having well-developed human characters is possible in monster movies. It is. It's just that I'm just getting tired of them being lazy about it. They got no excuse. So if the Monsterverse does continue, please write well-developed characters. And if the Monsterverse continues, stick to the humans that you have introduced. I'm getting sick and tired of each different monster movie in the Monsterverse. It's just different characters. Just stop it. Just stick with the characters that you have. Make them three-dimensional. Make them important to the story. And then go on from there. Don't make the... Again, I said my piece on the human characters. And again, the story, it was really dumb. The Hollow Earth, when I saw the Hollow Earth, it annoyed me. But I couldn't figure out why. And then I found out, and then I came to this realization that I really fucking hate how the Hollow Earth... I really hate how they interpret the Hollow Earth. It's like... He's like... You dig. They went down. They went through some weird portal. Then the world inverts, and it's like a different planet. And there's atmosphere, there's sunlight. It's fucking dumb. I really hate the interpretation of Hollow Earth. It went way too crazy for me. It really did. That scene, it took me out of the movie. It really did. That and the leap of technology. The MonsterVerse is going on it went in this weird ass direction, because in 2014 it was grounded. That's how it's set up, that these monsters, they're ancient monsters that existed eons ago, and then the planet became less radioactive and they all went underground and found their own source of radiation. In this one, it's just there's like this other planet underneath the earth. It's just man, it took me out. I'm just like, no, I'm sorry, I can't buy that. And that was troubling. We're talking about a movie with giant monsters, and there are things that happen in this scene, in this movie, that just completely took me out. I'm like, nope, I'm sorry, I don't buy that. It was hard enough for me to buy that humans had the technology and the time and the resources to create Mecha Godzilla. That was stretch hard enough for me. But for somehow then humans to develop this Marvel-like spaceships, Marvel Cinematic Universe spaceships, weaponry, and Hollow Earth, it was too much. It was too much. I just couldn't. It was way... It was too much. I'm like, this is stupid. This is bullshit. I'm sorry. This is dumb. This is really stupid. I hate the interpretation of Hollow Earth. I hate the technological leap. It's like they don't give a shit anymore. It really doesn't. They just went on. Dude, I fucking hate it. I hate the characters. I hate the story. I hate the interpretation of Hollow Earth. The only saving grace was the fight scenes. It was amazing. And of course, Team Godzilla won. Obviously, I'm a big Godzilla fan. I like Kong, but come on, seriously, he's king of the monsters. Obviously, he's gonna win. I mean, I hoped he would win. And the ending was great as well. When they fought Mecha Godzilla. I think one person in the comment, that some other video that I watched, explained it best. Godzilla won the match, but Kong won the movie. And that was true. That was basically true. And I liked at the end where they both looked at each other, and it was like... And Godzilla was like, my interpretation of that ending was Godzilla like, look, thank you for saving me, but I'm still the king here. Could you please just drop the axe? And Kong looks at it and he drops his like, cool, we're cool. And then they left their separate ways, and that was really cool. I love the music. Junkie XL music was great for the most part. There was some of the score that I didn't like, but for the most part I did. And I don't know, man. I when I say I don't know, I mean I don't know in a sense of, because I've seen people in the comment section again from other videos. They was like, "Oh, Godzilla's king of the surface and Kong is king of the Hollow Earth." I don't know if that's the case, because one, this is the first time Kong went to Hollow Earth, and clearly he's not on top of the food chain. Because even in the Hollow Earth, when he was exploring the Hollow Earth, he could have died. If it wasn't for human intervention, Kong would have died. So I wouldn't say he's king of the Hollow Earth. And also, but that doesn't make sense also. Because if Godzilla's king of the monsters, he has to be king of the creatures of the Hollow Earth as well. Because in the movie, I'm pretty sure they said this is where the monsters came from. So if this is where the monsters came from and Godzilla is the king of the monsters, it means he's the king of everything. King of, the entire ecosystem, on top and below. So it's... Yeah, so it's like, I don't think it's cut as dry as people make it seem it is. And, I forgot, the only thing that I really hate, I'm sorry, you know why I said that this movie takes leaps where I can't accept? I'm sorry, I just can't accept how advanced Kong species is. Like, that axe, he took that axe out, he just stumbles on us. It's a happenstance, he sees an axe, he took it out, he powers it up, he placed it, I forgot where he placed it. He placed it next to a door or the ground or something, and then it opens up. I swear he placed the axe on the door, or on the floor, or somewhere, something, and it activates the mechanism and it opens up. I'm like, bullshit. There's no way the Kong species are that advanced. I'm like, I don't believe that. I really don't. It's just... man, I don't... Again, I don't hate this movie. I'm not going to watch it again. But I had a blast. I did. I had a blast. And I hope the Monsterverse continues. Just make good human characters, and please, let's steer away from humans are bad. I'm getting tired of this narrative, man. Oh, it's humans' fault because humans are bad. It's like, can we just please steer away from that now? It's boring. It's dull. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the movie. I loved it for what it is. Not gonna watch it again. It has a great action, stupid story, stupid characters, but overall, I enjoyed it. I really did, even though there's a lot of stupid things that happen in this movie. Holy crap.